By Heather Hollingsworth, NICKY FORSTER and JOCELYN NOVECK, Associated PressMISSION. Con. It began with devastation in the New York City area, followed by a summertime crisis in the Sun Belt. Now the coronavirus is striking smaller cities in the heartland, often in conservative corners of America where anti-mask sentiment runs high. The spread has created new problems at hospitals, schools and colleges in the Midwest, as well as in parts of the West. Wisconsin is averaging more than 2,000 new cases a day over the last week, compared with 675 3 weeks earlier. Hospitalizations in the state are at the highest level since the outbreak took hold in the U.S. in March. Utah has seen its average daily case count more than double from 3 weeks earlier. Oklahoma and Missouri are regularly recording 1,000 new cases a day, and Missouri Governor Mike Parson, a staunch opponent of mask rules, tested positive for the virus this week. And South Dakota, Idaho and Iowa are seeing sky-high rates of tests coming back positive. What we're seeing is the newer hotspots rise over the course of the last several weeks, predominantly in the upper Midwest, said Thomas Tsai, a professor at Harvard's Chan School of Public Health. Harvard's tracking dashboard has shown an increasing number of states turning red, indicating over 25 new cases per 100,000 population. With experts expecting a surge in coronavirus cases and the flu as cold weather sets in and people move indoors, Tsai warned, "It's important to not take our foot off the brakes." The U is averaging more than 40,000 new confirmed cases a day. While that number is dramatically lower than the peak of nearly 70,000 over the summer, the numbers are worrisome nonetheless. The nation's death toll eclipsed 200,000 this week, the highest in the world. In other developments, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida lifted all restrictions on restaurants and other businesses Friday to reopen the state's economy. "We're not closing anything going forward," the governor, a major ally of President Donald Trump, said in a move Democrats condemned as hasty. DeSantis, who has resisted making mask-wearing mandatory statewide, also said he will stop cities and counties from collecting fines from people who don't cover their faces, virtually nullifying local mask ordinances. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam announced he and his wife have tested positive, though he said he has no symptoms. Northam, a Democrat who is also a doctor and usually wears a mask in public, has been criticized by Republicans who say his restrictions aimed at slowing the spread of the virus are too stringent. Two former administrators of a Massachusetts veterans' home where nearly 80 people died were charged with neglect over their handling of the outbreak. They could go to prison if convicted. It is believed to be the nation's first criminal case brought against nursing home officials for actions during the crisis.